Imagine waking up every day to the sound of rolling suitcases. Imagine falling asleep each night under fluorescent lights that never turn off. No bedroom, no home, no country. Now imagine doing that. Not for a week, not for a month, but for 18 years. This is not a movie. This is not fiction. This is the true life story of a man who entered an airport one day and didn't leave until nearly 2 decades later. His name was Mehran Karimi Nasseri. He was born in Iran in the 1940s. He studied economics. He dreamed of a normal life, but his life changed when political unrest spread through Iran. According to Nasseri, he protested against the government. And because of that, he claimed he was expelled from the country. Whether every detail was true or not, one thing was certain. By the late 1970s, Mehran Karimi Nasseri became something terrifyingly fragile. A man without a country. When you lose your passport, you don't just lose a document. You lose proof that you exist. Nasseri drifted across Europe. France, Belgium, the United Kingdom. Each country asked the same question: where are your papers? And each time, he had no answer that satisfied them. Eventually, refugee papers were issued, temporary permissions. But in 1988, while traveling through France, his documents were stolen. That single moment, a bag taken, papers gone, would trap him for nearly half his life. August 26, 1988, Mehran Karimi Nasseri arrived at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. He intended to travel to the United Kingdom, but border officials stopped him. No passport, no valid documents. The UK refused him entry. France would not let him back in. And so, in a legal paradox that almost feels unreal, Mehran Karimi Nasseri was placed inside the international transit zone. Not arrested, not deported, just stuck. At first, he believed it would last days, then weeks, then months. He slept on red plastic airport benches. He washed in public restrooms. He ate food donated by airport workers. Travelers passed him every day, coming from everywhere, going anywhere. They had destinations. He did not. Gradually, airport staff learned his name. They called him Sir Alfred, and slowly, the airport stopped being temporary. It became his world. Inside an airport, time doesn't move normally. There are no weekends, no holidays, no seasons, just arrivals and departures. Nasseri read constantly. He wrote in notebooks. He memorized flight schedules. Years passed. Technology changed. The world outside transformed. Inside the terminal, he stayed the same. He wasn't imprisoned by bars, but by paperwork. Lawyers tried to help him. In 1999, France finally offered him residency papers. All he had to do was sign them. He refused. Why? Because the papers listed him as Iranian. He insisted he was British. Signing them would mean giving up his identity. The last thing he felt he still controlled. Freedom was offered, but it came with conditions. And after living in limbo for so long, even freedom felt dangerous. As years passed, Nasseri adapted completely. The airport wasn't just where he lived. It was who he was. He knew the guards, the cleaners, the shop owners. Passengers came and went. Sir Alfred remained. He watched humanity pass by, in love, in grief, in a hurry, and he stayed. Journalists discovered his story. Books were written, interviews recorded. He became famous for being forgotten. In 2004, Steven Spielberg's film, The Terminal, was inspired by his life. Millions watched a fictional version of his story, but Nasseri was still there, still sleeping under departure boards. In 2006, after 18 years, his health declined. He was hospitalized, and for the first time in nearly 2 decades, he left the airport, not as a traveler, But as a patient, his time inside Charles de Gaulle had finally ended. This isn't just a story about paperwork. It's a story about identity, about how long a human can exist without belonging anywhere, about how systems can fail people quietly, politely, for years, and about how sometimes the scariest prisons have no walls at all. So ask yourself this: if the world refused to recognize you, how long would you keep waiting? If you want more true life stories that sound unreal but aren't, subscribe to this channel. Because some people don't get lost in history, they get lost between borders.